Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June 3rd, and these New York Yankees are something else, and we gotta talk about that and much, much more. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Monday, new month, new week. Baseball still hot, getting hotter as we enter the third month of the season. Getting close to the halfway point, over 60 games played now. Well, more than that even, but still. We're doing really well. Hopefully your team is doing really well. I don't know where I was going with that. Intros, man. Sometimes they're just kind of tricky to get across. I'm not going to ramble. Let's just jump into our get things started and get into our series recap. Leading us off, we have the Pirates at the Blue Jays, and the Jays are debuting their City Connect jerseys in what was a crazy game, and not really for the positive for the offenses, as they both disappeared. We needed extras after 9 tied up at 1. The 10th inning, nothing happening. 11th, both teams score a run, and the 12th, both teams score a run. In the 13th, nothing. And finally, we head to the 14th inning, and after the Jays did their 14th inning stretch, they were able to win it when Davis Schneider hit the 2-run walk-off home run to win it for Toronto on their City Connect debut in the 14th inning walk-off home run style. The Jays take the opener 5-3. Mitch Keller shoves in Game 2 as Ke'Bryan Hayes and Brian Reynolds go deep. It's all Pirates. They even up the series 8-1, the final there. And then Ryan Tellez had a big day at the plate, going 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, which was all of the Pirates' runs. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. back at third base for the first time since 2019 to get both Vogelbach and Turner into the lineup at the same time. And it paid off as Vogelbach hit the 2-run go-ahead double. The Blue Jays ended up winning this series because of that. They take 2 of 3 and take the last game 5-4. Rays and Oilers now. The Orioles score 3 in the 6th. They have 5 members of their pen shut down the Rays after the second inning run that they got. The O's take the opener, beating Tampa 3-1. Then they come out swinging in Game 2 as it's Ryan Mountcastle, Anthony Santander, Jordan Westberg, and Ryan Mountcastle once again, all of them going deep. 4 home runs lead them past Tampa once again, 9-5. The Rays were down 3. They score 4 unanswered, with Jose Siri being the difference, a 2-run double in the 8th to give Tampa the lead, as that's the game they win. They avoid the sweep and take the last one 4-3. Tigers and Red Sox now for a 4-game set, and Jack Flaherty shoved while Akil Baddoo and Gio Urshela both hit their first home runs of the year. Riley Green, he hits number 10 on the Tigers. Take the first of 4, they win it 5-0. Tanner Hyuk brought his A game, as well as Cedane Rafaela, who not only hit 1 but 2 home runs in the game. The Red Sox take this one and even up the series 7-3. It's another game and another Red Sox hitter having a multi-homer game, as it's Emmanuel Valdez in this one who hits 2 home runs in the game. That leads the Red Sox once again 6-3. Down 1 in the late half of this game in the 8th. Rafael Devers crushes his 11th home run of the year to tie up this game and send it to extras. Unfortunately for the Red Sox, the Tigers took advantage in their 10th inning and score 4 runs to ensure the win. They get the series tie. They split the 4-game set with the Red Sox. Tigers win it 8-4. Padres and Royals now. And the Padres entered the 8th down 1. They then proceeded to score 9 runs on 11 hits in the inning, all without a home run. The Royals scored 5 in the 9th to bring it close, but the Padres do come away with this one. They win it 11-8. Fernando Tatis Jr. and Kyle Higashioka go deep in this one. The Padres come away. They take another win, beating the Royals 7-3. Michael King shoves, but his great game is ruined as the Royals come back in the ninth. They score 3 runs with Nick Lofton being the hero, hitting the walk-off sac fly. The Royals get the win in comeback fashion in the ninth, walk it off. They avoid the sweep and beat the Padres 4-3. Nationals and Guardians now. The Guardians score early and pour it on late, adding 4 runs in the 7th with David Fry going deep for his 8th of the year. The Guardians push past the Nats for Game 1. They win it 7-1. After an early lead for Cleveland, they had to hold the Nationals. They get close, but Class A would come in and shut the door. The Guardians hold on and take another game 3-2. And in the final game, the Nationals score 4 runs in the 2nd off of Carlos Carrasco. They have their pen, hold the Guardians late, and the Nationals win it and avoid the sweep as they take the last game 5-2. Twins and Astros now. Pablo Lopez shoves. Correa gets things started back in Houston with a RBI for him. Larnach and Santana homer. It's all Twins in the opener. They win it 6-1. Astros get home run happy in the second game. Jordan hits 2 home runs in the game. Kyle Tucker hits his 19th, and Jose Abreu in his 4th game back from AAA goes deep for his first of the year. Pair all 4 of those home runs with a nice start from Framber Valdez, and the Astros tie up this series easily. They win it 5-2. Last game, Jose Miranda was the hero for the Twins late, hitting a home run in the 6th to tie up the game, and then driving in a run on a double in the 8th to take the lead. Those 2 RBIs give the Twins the win and the series as they take 2 of 3 from the Astros, winning the last game 4-3. Angels at Seattle now. The Mariners. Things were looking all Seattle in this one until the 7th, where they were up 4 runs until Joe Adell crushed a grand slam to tie the game for the Angels. Luckily for the Mariners, Ty France later hit a solo shot home run to give them the lead back. Andres Munoz gets the save to ensure that the Mariners win it. They take it 5-4. This game, it was time for the Mariners to hit a grand slam as J.P. Crawford does that for Seattle. Luke Raley also goes deep in this one. This game is all Seattle. They win this one 9-0. And then another Luke Raley home run in this game, plus a bases clearing double late from Mitch Garver. Seattle was in cruise control for this one and pretty much the entire series. Seattle wins it and sweeps the Angels 5-1. A's and Braves now. It's another great start from Ronaldo Lopez and a big 2-run double from Jarred Kelenic. That helps the Braves as they get the opener over the A's. They win it 4-2. Some fun back and forth action here for Game 2 as Oakland led by 5 runs after 4 innings. The Braves answer with 6 runs in the 5th to take the lead, but Oakland responds right away to get the lead back. Their bullpen does the rest from there. Oakland wins a close, good game against the Braves. What'd you know? 11-9 Oakland there. Last game, it's the Braves in another close game, tied up late, but they'd pull away, scoring a run in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. They edge out the A's and take 2 of 3 in this series. They win the last game 3-1. Rangers at Marlins now. Nick Gordon and Jesus Sanchez go deep in this one. The Marlins bullpen holds the Rangers to 2 hits in the last 5 innings, and they find a way to win Game 1 8-2. Michael Lorenzen pitches a great game while the Rangers offense scores 2 runs in 3 different innings. It's all Texas as they even up the series, winning it 7-0. And the Rangers jump out to an early lead by scoring 3 runs in the first. Adolis Garcia hits his 13th home run of the year later on, and Andrew Heaney, he pitches a pretty good game. Similar to the last game, the Rangers score big and get the shutout. They take 2 of 3 versus the Marlins and win it 6-0. D-backs at Mets now, and the Mets playing comeback in this one would get their first run on a Lindor home run, later tying the game, and in the 8th they took the lead on on a JD Martinez home run, and the Mets hold on. They win the first of 4, beating the D-backs 3-2. A wild high-scoring one here as the Mets were up 5 runs entering the 9th inning. The D-backs put up a last-effort fight with a couple of home runs from Jock Peterson and Christian Walker, but end up a run short. As the Mets take the first 2 games of this series, they win that one 10-9. It's a 3rd inning grand slam from Christian Walker that got the D-backs going and slowly added 2 runs in each inning from the 6th to the 8th as they get a game in the set and win it 10-5. A couple of first-inning home runs from Ketel Marte and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. set the pace. The Mets, though, score 4 in the 3rd to take the lead and held on to it until the 9th as Ketel Marte hit his 2nd home run of the game, a 2-run shot to give the D-backs the lead as the Mets blow another game late when they have the lead. The Diamondbacks get a comeback win and split the 4-game set with the Mets. They beat them 5-4. Cardinals and Phillies now. Brandon Crawford hits his first home run of the year and his first home run of his career for a team that's not the Giants. That's a little bit weird. But the difference in this game was a 2-run home run by Edmundo Sosa. The Phillies score 3 in the 2nd and hold the Cardinals from getting those runs. They win the opener, take it 4-2. Trouble here as Ranger Suarez leaves the game after only 2 innings of work. But how about Spencer Turnbull? He comes in, pitches 3 innings without allowing a hit while striking out 6. Bryce Harper hits his 14th home run of the year, and the Phillies have another win. They beat the Cardinals 6-1. And then a couple of home runs by Nolan Gorman and Alec Burleson had the Redbirds up early. Phillies tie it in the 5th on a Bryson Stott single, and it would stay that way until extras, where in the 10th the Cardinals add 1 run. Ryan Helsley comes in and locks up the save. The Cardinals win the last game and avoid the sweep as they beat the Phillies in extras 5-4. White Sox and Brewers now, and the Brewers offense goes to work, driving in 12 runs on 23 hits throughout the game, all without a home run as they continue to prove me wrong with their offense. They take the opener, beat the White Sox 12-5. The White Sox got a couple of home runs from Benintendi and Gavin Sheets, but the Brewers tie it up on an Adames single. They send it to extras where after holding the White Sox, it's Willy Adames again getting to be the hero, walking it off with another single. The Brewers get another win on a walk-off in extras. They take it 4-3. The last game was close, and there was a bit of chirping between Tommy Pham and William Contreras. The Brewers, though, have the last laugh as Gary Sanchez opens it up with a 2-run single late. The Brewers get the sweep over the White Sox and win it 6-3. Now we have the Reds and the Cubs. A close first game between these two had Santiago Espinal hitting a pinch hit 2-run home run to give the Reds the lead in the 7th. They had 1 later in the 9th, and good thing they did, as the Cubs also score 1 in the 9th. The Reds hold on and take the opener 5-4. Seiya Suzuki had quite the second game, and it started really bad as he has flashbacks from last year's Brave game where he dropped a catch which resulted in them losing that game and ultimately missing the postseason. Well, his dropped catch in this game was clearing the bases. 2 outs, bases loaded. He drops the ball, 3 runs score because of it. He would then make up for it by tying the game up with a grand slam in the same inning, which had to feel so good for him to redeem himself. Tied up later on in the 8th, it's Dansby Swanson that breaks a tie with a 2-run shot, his 5th of the year. The Cubs win it and even the series 7-5. And for the rubber match, the Reds score 4 runs in the 2nd with the help of a 3-run home run by TJ Friedel. Nick Lodolo and the Reds pen hold the Cubs to 2 runs. The Reds win it and take 2 of 3 from those Cubbies in the series 5-2. Rockies and Dodgers now. Dakota Hudson with a great start versus the Dodgers. Ezekiel Tovar goes deep for his 8th of the year. Rockies play spoiler in game 1 and take the opener against the Dodgers 4-1. Dodgers come into second game. They score 2 in the 2nd and kind of swap the scoreboard from the first game as they would go on to win it and even the series, also winning it 4-1. And for the rematch, it falls the Dodgers' way as Gavin Stone and 3 members of their pen blank the Rockies, while both Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman hit solo shot home runs in the first inning. Dodgers take 2 of 3 and win it 4-0. And last but not least, we have the Yankees and the Giants. Arson Judge is in San Francisco to take on the Giants, and what a series. Hell, what a month for the big man. Aaron Judge homers twice, take over the league lead in home runs, and is the first player to 20 home runs this season. Yankees win it 6-2. Aaron Judge, another home run to start the second game in this series in the first inning. Giancarlo Stanton homers later on, his 14th of the year. Yankees get another win, 7-3. And I don't think I've mentioned Soto yet, so let me talk about him. He homers twice in the third game, and his second was a 2-run shot in the ninth to give the Yankees the lead as they score 4 in the ninth to come back. It's the difference in this game, the reason the Yankees won and swept the Giants, and oh yeah, they now have the best record in baseball. Yankees cruising, they win 7-5. Alrighty, now we're now looking at the game of the weekend, and I mean, this was a very hard choice. I mean, I had like 3 options on Friday alone. So many great moments over the weekend here, but we're going to Kansas City on Friday between them and the Padres, and the 8th inning onslaught that San Diego had, scoring 9 runs on 11 hits. Of course, the scoring started in the 6th on a Tatis double and then a Profar single to make it 2-0 San Diego. Bottom of the 6th, though, Royals are right there. Bobby Witt singles to score 1. Vinny Pasquantino, a ground rule double for the next run. And then Nelson Velasquez, a sac fly, gives the Royals the 3-2 lead as they head to the top of the 8th, and this is where things go downhill for Kansas City. Jake Cronenworth singles, makes it 4-3. Manny Machado singles, makes it 5-3. Donovan Solano singles, makes it 6-3. Jackson Merrill singles, makes it 7-3. Luis Arias, he singles, 2 runners score, that's now 9-3. Jurickson Profar, he singles, now it's 10-3, and then Jay Cronenworth at the end for good luck. It's a double. That makes it 11-3, a bunch of singles, and that double. That is crazy stuff there from San Diego. Bottom 9, Royals don't go away without a fight. Nelson Velasquez, his 8th home run of the year, makes it 11-4. Miguel Garcia, that's an RBI single for him to make it 11-5. Bobby Witt, an RBI single, makes it 11-6, and then Freddie Fermin, a 2-run single, makes it 11-8. They brought it back within a 3-run game from being down 8. So good stuff there. Royals score 5 late, but it's not enough. Padres, big game, big inning. They win it 11-8. That is your game of the weekend. On to the baseball news now, and we're going to the J City Connect Day debut to talk about that game first, because it went 14 innings, and I, of course, was there in the crowd, and it was surprisingly electric for the type of game it was. There was no offense, and they went 14 innings. I kind of forgot that baseball games could go that long. So I found some numbers, or kind of just popped up on my feed. In 2018 and in 2019 combined, before the Ghost Runner rule, there was 14 extra inning plus innings, so like 15, 16, like more than 14 extra innings, 42 times in those 2 years. And since COVID year, since 2020, with the Ghost Runner rule added, there's only been 5 times that a game has gone 14 innings or later. Of course, this is in regular season. But that's just kind of crazy. Yeah, like the offense was just not there. It wasn't a great game, but it had some really exciting moments in extra innings. I mean, you could have gone just for the 10th to the 14th, those extra 5 innings, and had a good time, really, especially as Jays fans. Like the George Springer single in the 11th, like that was with 2 outs, like that, if he doesn't hit that, game's over. The Kiermaier sac fly, that's a big moment there as well to make it 3-3 again. And of course, it's capped off by a Davis Schneider walk-off home run. But yeah, extra inning games were crazy. The crowd was really into it. They were singing, they're singing "Hey Baby," So yeah, it was definitely a great game, or it was a great awful game, if words can put that into to account there. But, 14 innings, long game. And it wasn't even that long, too, because I think we got out about, an extra 40 minutes of baseball in those 5 innings. So, the pitch clock and everything still speeds up the game pretty well, even when you got games going 14 innings. And for other Jays news, Vlad played third base again, which was a sight to see, and maybe we'll see that a little bit more going into the year, as the Jays need offense, and Vogelback was definitely the way to do that yesterday's game on Sunday. So some stuff there for Toronto. Tommy Pham. We got to talk about Mr. Tommy Pham here, because he is a fighter. He's a trooper, and I have a very mixed hate-love relationship with Tommy Pham, because he is kind of a player who, you don't want to mess with Tommy Pham ever. In the Brewers and White Sox game yesterday, in a 4-3 game, it's close. Sac fly opportunity. Tommy Pham takes off at third base. He gets gunned out at home. William Contreras barks at him, and then Tommy Pham obviously barking back. It's a 1-run game. Obviously, the Brewers are up. This is the 2024 White Sox we're talking about. The announcer even said, we're not taking that from the Brewers. I don't care how many L's we got this year. So, obviously, a lot of people were upset with how William Contreras reacted and shouted kind of after making the play for the final out of the inning to hold on to the 1-run lead. Tommy Pham afterwards did not hold back in his comments. His quote is really good here. There's a reason why I do all kinds of fighting in the off season, because I'm prepared to F somebody up. Tommy Pham, you watch this guy play, you hear him in interviews and comments afterwards. The last thing you want to do is pick a fight with Tommy Pham. We've seen it in the past with other players as well. Do not mess with Tommy Pham. He will knock you out. He is for someone of his age too, because Tommy Pham is, I think, mid-30s. He will definitely be the last guy on the field you want to get in an altercation with. I wonder what William Contreras is thinking about all of this afterwards. I don't think I saw anything from him. But yeah, Tommy Pham with some aggressive comments in his post game after that. I thought I should mention that quickly as well here before things maybe escalate later on in the season. I don't think they're going to play each other again this year, but you never know when Tommy Pham will be in another altercation, I guess to say. Moving on here, Spencer Torkelson has been optioned to AAA for the Tigers. This is something that we've seen a lot this year, kind of. Players who have been struggling, they've been sent down to AAA to quote-unquote fix their timing, fix their swings, get in a rhythm. I mentioned it with the Astros, Jose Abreu. He got sent down kind of end of April and pretty much spent a whole month, getting called up late May. He's played 4 games since, or 5 games. Homering in his 4th, so already you can see kind of that things have worked in a way. I'm going to pull up the numbers just to be safe here, because I don't want to mess anything up here. But I'm pretty sure Abreu, in the 4 or 5 games he's had since his return, has done decently well. I'm not going to stand here and be like, yeah, he's on fire all of a sudden now, but I think it's worth mentioning that it could work for players who are being sent down. Not to say that, Torkelson's been bad. He hasn't been the worst player in the league. He's done okay in that regards. But I think from what the Tigers need for him being a first-round pick, a 1-1 pick in the draft, isn't what he's producing right now. A 201 batting average, of 597 OPS, only has 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, and 42 hits in his 54 games so far this season. Not really where you want him to be, as he's kind of supposed to be one of the star pieces for the Tigers, who currently sit still a game back of 500 and, of course, 4th in that AL Central. The step that the Royals took this season is what the Tigers were expecting, with more of the young kids, guys like Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter continuing to improve. And after Torkelson last season hit 758 OPS, had 31 home runs and 94 RBIs, I think the Tigers were expecting more of that to happen again this season, and within 2 months, it has not been the case. So definitely something to watch going forward there. Meanwhile, so Abreu here came back for May 27th. He went 1 for 3 that game with an RBI, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. So yeah, so far it hasn't been a great, jump of things for Abreu in his 5 games back, but the home run is definitely a good sign. He's already driven in 2 RBIs, which is already, puts him to 5 on the year, and it's already almost half of what he did all of April. So yeah, well, I'll definitely have to see how things progress for Abreu here, as well as some of the other players who've been sent down and, are trying to fix themselves and right their swings and everything. Maybe it works for Torkelson. Maybe this is just another kind of one-off down year that he's had, and maybe he'll be back better next year. But for now, Torkelson will no longer... Well, I'm saying will no longer be with the Tigers. He's still with the Tigers. He's just in the AAA team right now, trying to right his swing. So we'll see how that works for him. Speaking of being right, how right can the Yankees be right now? They just swept the Giants. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They're 8-2 in their last 10. And because the Phillies lost yesterday, they're now 41-19, while the Yankees are 42-19. So the Yankees have played 1 extra game and have won it, making them the best team in baseball currently. And I gotta be honest, I am shocked by this. I mean, I thought the Yankees would be much better than last year when they traded for Soto, but Soto has been on another level. Judge's month of May has been spectacular. We're gonna do Player of the Month Friday. Expect Judge to be talked about a lot, because Aaron Judge had an amazing month. He went from 6 or 7 home runs in April and has shot up to 21 in the league. He has probably over 11 or 12 home runs in the month of May. He's been phenomenal. Those 2 alone have been great. Stanton, he's got 14 home runs. So together, 21 home runs for Judge, 17 home runs for Soto, 14 for Stanton. That's their big trio right there. And of course, they got guys there. Anthony Rizzo's got 7. Verdugo's got 8 home runs. The Bronx Bombers are mashing. And then you go down to the bottom of the lineup. Oswaldo Cabrera, who's gotten, he's been platooning a little bit. He has 21 RBIs, has more than Glaber. John Birdie's been around doing okay. Trevino catching has been all right. Austin Wells, even when he has to get into the game. So, there's so many great pieces here for the Yankees on the offensive side of things that they've been doing a really great job of things recently. And, you can't give all the credit to the offense, because how about this pitching staff right now? Nestor Cortez, 13 games. He's 3-4, a 3.46 ERA. Not great in terms of the win-loss ratio, but 3.46 for your starter is not bad. Carlos Rodon, in his 12 starts, he's 7-2. He's winning games like crazy. He's got a 3.09 ERA. Marcus Stroman's 5-2 with a 2.73. And how about the rookie, Luis Gil? What a season he's had so far. He's 7-1, a 1.99 ERA. Sub 2 for the rookie, Clark Schmidt, 5-3, a 2.52 ERA. And let me remind you, Gerrit Cole's not even pitching for them yet. Imagine when Gerrit Cole is healthy, they will have these options. Who do you take out? Nestor, Clark Schmidt? You don't take out Rodon. You're not taking out Stroman. The way Luis Gil's pitched, you're not taking him out. So, when Gerrit Cole is healthy, the Yankees are just going to add a piece to this amazing rotation right now. And of course, the bullpen has looked great as well. I mean, excuse me, Clay Holmes coming out to save these games right now. He's got 17 saves in 20 save opportunities, so 3 blown saves for him. A 1.37 ERA. I saw from Yankee Twitter, they're not exactly in love with Holmes closing out games, but it's been working for them so far. From the outsider Yankees approach here, of course, I'm not too familiarized with the Yankees bullpen and how they've been deciding to use and utilize said bullpen pieces here. But I mean, Michael Tonkin in 10 games and 15 innings, he has a 1.2 ERA. You can go down. Victor Gonzalez, he's pitched 16 and 2/3 of an inning, a 3.24 ERA. So obviously the hitting is nice. Having Soto and Judge, I mean, these guys single-handedly have won the Yankee games. Judge hit 3 home runs in the Giants series. Soto hit 2 home runs and one and walked off. These guys are actually doing incredible things. The 2 tandem of Judge and Soto, and then that rotation, as good as it's been, the Yankees right now are playing like they are the best team, and now they are the best team in baseball. And I mean, not to scare them still, but even with all of this amazing stuff going on for the Yankees, plus 107 run differential and just absolute domination, Baltimore's only 3 games back. So I mean, as good as Yankees can be as good as they are, Baltimore is just still right on their trails there. So definitely things to keep an eye out for in the AL East. But this battle between New York and Baltimore will probably go to the last week, hopefully, and provide some great moments there. But New York, man, keep it up if you guys really want it. Because right now it seems like you guys do. All right, now let's jump into our hot and colds, and look who's at the top here. We just talked about the Yankees. We just talked about Soto and Judge, and there's no hotter players than Soto and Judge. Juan Soto, 10 for 23, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 9 RBI, 7 runs, 4 walks, a 1.500 OPS for Soto. And right next to him is Aaron Judge, 8 for 22, 4 home runs, 8 RBI, 6 runs, 5 walks, a 1.390 OPS. These two have been incredible. Donovan Solano from your Padres, where has he been the last couple of years, and why has he suddenly jumped out with San Diego? 11 for 21, 2 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, a 1.307 OPS for him. Alex Bregman, 10 for 28, a double, a triple, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.250 OPS for him. And then Ryan Mountcastle, a big weekend for him. He had the game with 2 home runs. He's 10 for 22, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 runs, a 1.318 OPS for him. For our cold players, Jeremy Pena, 2 for 24 with 11 strikeouts. Tommy Pham, let's not let him get upset there, but he is 2 for 21 with 8 strikeouts. Spencer Torkelson, of course, being sent down this week. He was 0 for 16 with 9 Ks. Joe Adell, 1 for 18 with 12 Ks. Of course, the one being the grand slam that gave the Angels a chance. And then Dylan Moore rounds off the cold side, 1 for 17 with 9 Ks. That is your hot and colds. Moving on now, we have injury updates across the league here. There's a lot of ones. I didn't put all of them, but I put some of the main ones here. Blue Jays, Alek Manoah they lose him on the IL with a right elbow sprain, and then Jordan Romano is back on the IL, his second time on the IL this year. He's got some right elbow inflammation. Zach Gallen, we talked about him and Manoah last episode, leaving their starts. They're now both on the ILs. Zach Gallen, he's on the IL with a right hamstring strain. Baltimore takes a big hit. John Means and Tyler Wells, both of them are out for the season with UCL repair surgeries needed. John Means, it just absolutely sucks for him. I feel so bad because he's worked so hard through Tommy John originally to get back, and again, he's going to miss another huge part of a season and a huge part of, who he has been as a pitcher, and could go down as a big what if for Baltimore there. Padres taking a hit. Yu Darvish on the IL with a groin strain, and then Joe Musgrove with right elbow inflammation there. So 2 starters for San Diego will hurt them a little bit. Lars Nootbaar with a strained oblique for the Cardinals ends up on the IL, and then 2 guys where there's no IL news yet, but Ranger Suarez did leave the game with a left-hand contusion, his start, and then Blake Snell left his start in the 5th inning. So those 2 guys, not sure if they'll hit the IL or not, considered day-to-day, but 2 important, impactful players potentially for the Phillies and the Giants, so worth mentioning in my opinion there. We move on now to outstanding performances. And there's a nice handful of guys here. Jack Flaherty, 6 2/3 innings pitched, a hit and no earned runs, a walk and 9 Ks. Tanner Bybee with the Guardians, 6.1 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, 7 Ks. Ronaldo Lopez, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Dakota Hudson versus the Dodgers, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 3 Ks. Pretty impressive there. Tanner Hyuk, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. Pablo Lopez, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 6 Ks. Michael Lorenzen, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Framber Valdez, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Bryce Miller, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, 9 Ks. Andrew Heaney, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 7 Ks. Michael King, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. And lastly, Luis Castillo, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 Ks. Those were your outstanding performances. And we now move to standings check and take a look at the standings here as we enter the month of June. Who is hot and who is not? We've mentioned the Yankees, 5-game winning streak, 8-2 in their last 10, 107 plus run differential. They're 42-19, the best team in baseball, 3 games up over Baltimore at 37-20. They're also 8-2 in their last 10 though. The Red Sox stay in 3rd at 30-30. The Rays, 2 games under 500 at 29-31. The Blue Jays, 2 games under 500 at 28-30 is how the bottom of the AL East looks there. AL Central, still 3 teams looking good here. Guardians, 39-20. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and if you stretch that across the month of May, they had a great month of May. Royals, 4 games behind them at 36-25. Minnesota at 33-26. Tigers, 29-30, 1 game under 500. White Sox on an 11-game losing streak. They're 0-10 in their last 10, and they're 15-45, winning 25% of their games. They've played 60 and have lost 45 and 11 straight. I mentioned that, but that is definitely a talking point there for the White Sox. Yikes. Seattle, they have swept the Angels, a 3-game winning streak for them. They're 7-3 in their last 10 and have looked better as of late. They're 34-27 and now have a 4-game lead for first over the Rangers, who sit a game under 500 at 29-30. Astros still in the dump at 26-34. I say the dump because they should be better, but that's still not awful, and there is room to come back. Oakland, surprise, surprise, still in 4th at 24-37. How long can that last? Can they stay 4th in the AL West as the Angels continue to lose? They are 12 games back of Seattle, 21-38 on the year, and have lost 5 straight. So yikes there. Phillies at 41-19, still a very good team and the second best team according to record. How about your Braves? 6.5 back of the Phillies. There's some work there for Atlanta. Are the Braves in some trouble? They're at 33-24 and 4-6 in their last 10. They've kind of slowed down since the Acuna injury. Nationals still in 3rd at 27-31. The Mets in 4th, 24-35. They suck in late inning games. And the Marlins 21-39. 9. They're 5-5 in the last 10. A little bit better than how they started the year, but still a long way to go if they want to try to do any sort of fun competing. Your NL Central has your Brewers still in first, 7 games up on the Cardinals for second. The Brewers at 36-23 on a 5-game winning streak and 8-2 in their last 10. They look great. Cardinals, like I said, 28-29, a game under 500. Cubs 29-31, 2 games under 500 there. Pirates 27-32, and then the Reds still in last at 26-33, but they're 6-4 in their last 10, and potentially looking a little bit better than they have been, and maybe we'll see that. The Reds kind of jump here in the month of June. And lastly, the NL West have the Dodgers still ahead, 5-5 in the last 10. They're 38-23. Padres 2 games up above 500 at 32-30, 6.5 back of the Dodgers. Giants in third at 29-31. Diamondbacks 27-32. Do they have a hot streak in the works potentially? Because they need one soon. Rockies rounded out 21-37. That is your standing check, and that is your episode. No, it's not. Upcoming series. We're going to talk about what's going on this week. So let's talk about what's going on this week. Starting things off here, the Braves are in Boston taking on the Red Sox. We got a bird battle here for the AL East, Baltimore and the Blue Jays. What can happen here? Twins at Yankees, Royals at Guardians, Tigers at Rangers, Cardinals at Astros, Mariners at A's, Padres at Angels. Good chance for San Diego to keep close with the Dodgers. Rays at Marlins, Mets at Nationals, Brewers at Phillies. That's a fun series between 2 teams leading their division. Dodgers and Pirates, White Sox and Cubs, as we have a battle of Chicago teams there. Reds and Rockies, and we round things off with the Giants and the D-backs. Ladies and gentlemen, that is now your episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great week and potentially go out and watch some baseball. I appreciate you all. Thank you, everybody, so much, and I will see you on Friday.